Hi, my name's Brian Sappett. I am the founder and CEO of SensorTracks. SensorTracks is a manufacturing analytics application that can help companies run their processes and machines more efficiently. So this is the second in the series of videos talking about how OEMs, or the makers of manufacturing equipment, can really use SensorTracks. And today we're going to focus on how do we provide better customer service using data collected from the machines in the field that you've built and your customers are using. So most OEMs today have the ability to remotely dial into their machines and diagnose problems. Typically when the customer calls and they say, hey, Brian, my machine is down. We have this weird alarm we've never seen before. Can you log in and see what the problem is? And that's fine, but it's reactive. So you already have downtime. Maybe the machine's been down multiple times that you didn't know about in the past. You're also not going to understand what happened on that machine leading up to that specific alarm or downtime event. You may know from inside knowledge, but you're not going to see the data and actually how that customer was running the machine. So you're going to log in, you're going to fix that problem, you're going to make your customer happy, hopefully, and the machine's going to be back up. But they may tell you, look, Brian, I have all kinds of problems like this, and I don't call you about them just because it's faster for us to fix it and move on, which should raise a red flag in your mind to say, hey, we may have a larger problem here, and we could potentially lose a customer in the future. So there's a better way to do this rather than always doing it reactively. So if you have a product like SensorTracks that is constantly pulling data off of the equipment in the field, when that customer calls up, you're going to have all of the history. So you're going to know exactly what led up to that specific alarm. And yes, it's a little bit reactive at that point, but you can be proactive in making sure that that problem doesn't happen again. So maybe they're using the wrong tooling. Maybe the coolant levels weren't right. Maybe they're using the wrong oil or lubrication or the wrong settings. They're running it too fast. They're running it too hard. You can give feedback to the customer to say, hey, this is really how we should be doing this to avoid this problem in the future. You can also take that a step further by being proactive about these issues. So you can set alarms, different things within SensorTracks to be able to notify you when this customer or other customers are having similar problems or the certain conditions that lead up to these issues are starting to happen, so that your customer service or field service team can reach out to them or even go on site before they know that there is a problem to stop this from happening, keeping them from having any downtime. So there's a couple other things that you can do with this data as well. So you could take that data and feed it back into your product management teams to be able to build a better product. So if there's something common or something different that this customer is doing, the way they're operating the machine, maybe that's a feature that you want to add in the future so that these alarms don't happen. So there's a lot of opportunity to really increase customer service with regard to SensorTracks and using data. And there's really 6 things. So notifying customers of potential issues before it becomes a big problem. We talked about that one. Also being able to recognize trends for a particular model across customer sites. So maybe something specific is happening with this certain model or certain type of a machine that you can do something about so that these customers don't have this problem. You can also dig deep into the details of these machines and what was happening when these certain alarm codes or these downtime events happened or scrap started being produced on the machines to be able to provide better guidance on how to run the machines to your customers. You can also perform very fast remote diagnostics of this equipment when a customer calls with a problem that you haven't run across before. You're going to have all of the history and all of the information leading up to that event to know exactly what happened. And finally, we've talked about this quite a bit, but you can deliver best practices on how to run these machines and set them up for the different scenarios that your customers are using them for. And then finally, you can do preventative and proactive maintenance using this data on your customers' equipment. So if you're providing service agreements on these machines that are now calendar-based or maybe hour-based today, you can make them condition-based based on the data that you're seeing from the machines. So that's about it for the customer service edition of this episode. We still have 4 more to go over the next coming weeks, so please look for those. And you can check out more at www.sensor-tracks.com.